G'day everyone. Preparing Merbau is something I only just learnt about. I'm going to be trying it here for the very first time, so as usual you'll get a novice perspective on what using these products you can expect to get from a first time around. Merbau is cheap, it's hard, it's very standard in Australia for building outdoor stuff such as my gate, but it does have one drawback, and that is it's very resinous. In other words, if you don't prepare it properly and you leave it outside, once it starts to get wet, then it's going to stain whatever is underneath quite badly, and worse, if you've applied a finish to it, it'll cause that finish to leach out and run. I've decided to go with the Cabots line of deck prep stuff. This is basically just like doing decking, it's decking material, and you can actually skip all of this just by leaving it to weather. In other words, putting it in the rain for 4 to 6 weeks. If it's not rain, spraying it down with a hose every so often, but I'm lazy and I'm going to do this the faster way. So our main product here is New Timber Prep by Cabots, and effectively it's going to draw out those oils and resins, and then afterwards we're going to knock it off again with some deck clean before we put the final decking oil down. Right, so to complete this process you're going to need your timber prep, your deck clean, a big applicator brush. Cabots do actually sell a whole range of accessories for this. I'm not going crazy on it. If you're doing a full deck, they may be worth the investment, but I've only got a small project for the moment. I would have preferred a much larger scrub brush. I'm going to regret that in the future, I already know. You will need some gloves. You don't want to get this stuff directly on your skin per se. A bucket, your wood, and I'm going to use the Karcher. You can just use a hose, but again, we're in drought and this thing uses a lot less water. Do it faster. Let's get cracking. I haven't even put the deck clean on yet, and the water that's coming off this, just as I'm making it damp, is bright red. Alright, well that's going on really easily, and as you can see, what an absolute mess it's making. You do really want gloves, glasses, and I am so happy I put down this really big tarp. You're going to stain your concrete or whatever surface that you put this on. Now, one of the tricks is you're not supposed to let this get too dry, so you have to work pretty quickly if it's a warm day like today. It only needs to sit on here for about 15 minutes. And it seems to be doing what's on the label. There is red stuff coming out everywhere. You can just see it pouring out. Just make sure you're pretty generous with it. Look at that, you can just see it literally leaking out and dripping off. That's awesome. Don't wear any clothes you're particularly attached to either. Well, this may be a fairly expensive little product. It is designed to do decks, and if you're working on a small thing like this, which is about 2 square meters, then you're going to get through not very much of it. So definitely a worthwhile step and pretty good per square meter in terms of cost if you don't want to wait. Right, so now we've got that all nicely hosed off, and you can see the crime scene it created with all of the red runoff. 1 to 4 dilution, so I'm going to put about 100 mils, same brush, apply and scrub. This is where I wish I had a bigger one of these. Right, so this product is not only designed obviously to be used to wash off the new timber treatment, but it's also designed to restore old or previously installed furniture and decks. And it seems to be quite effective at just getting off the rest of the red gunk. The water coming off now is clear, and as per instructions, I've had this down for about 15-20 minutes. Again, 100 mils is more than enough to do all of this. Really easy to do. Same brush, wash this off, and we're pretty much done. Right, well that's had a chance to dry out in the good old Australian sun, and it looks fantastic. I was a little bit skeptical with these products just as to whether or not they would be worth it, or if it's just a marketing gimmick to sell you more crap when you're trying to fix your deck. But I'm going to give this 5 stars, mate. It's just absolutely fantastic. You could see the results coming off it. If I grab a piece of untreated Merbau, it's probably going to be hard for you to see, but you just look at the two. It looks drier, less resinous and clean, looks lighter and ready to accept a nice coat of decking oil. So one of these. Obviously, I didn't do a full deck. This one is rated for 20 square meters. That's rated for 10 square meters. You would be able to get it done pretty quickly in a day, just like these products promise. Right, final thing to do. Just going to slap on the coat of Aquadeck. If we're going to use the Cabots product, we might as well complete it here. And this is huge. That's going to do 24 square meters. So again, that system there, you're looking at around about $150, I think, for all of it, all up. But to get 18 months-ish protection out of it, it's a pretty good deal, I do believe. Available at Bunnings, of course, and the other big box stores. I'm going to finish up here. I hope you've enjoyed today's quick fix video and the review of the Cabots products. And I'll have to show you this in place when you see the final thing at my brother's. Catch you next time.